They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without question. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
I am just a poor boy from Liverpool. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Let's have your say about what's going on, because they reckon that he's going to stay the season. But I'm going to say this now. We won't get in the Champions League if he stays. I really don't think we will. It's the way we're playing. The stats are absolutely horrendous with this fella in charge. We've just gone worse. And it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. I don't know what you think, whether we can, whether we can qualify for the Champions League top 5. But the way Man United and Chelsea, there's no way we're going to catch Aston Villa, who are 10 points clear. There's no way of that. No way. So that's my take on it. It's unfortunate, because look, it's hard to explain this fella, his tactics, everything. It really is. He's definitely playing Eredivisie league. In other words, he's out of his depth. Out of his depth. And that's it. And I can't see the owners, taking this on board. And I think the big stumbling block, the problem is as well, is Michael Edwards. And I keep telling you, the likes of Edwards, that's why Edwards left. He was told to leave. It's as simple as that. And Julian Ward, they were told to leave. And then to come back, wait 2 years, don't get another job. And they never applied for another job. If you left your place of work, through your life, if you left your place of work, or you were told to go, you look for another job. It's as simple as that, if you're supposed to be good at your job. But these two didn't. And then 2 years later, they return. Because I don't think the owners, they see Klopp with too much power over you and me. Because everybody loved him. And he wasn't getting the money that this fella got at the beginning of the season. And look what he did for us. The big German, look what he did. And look what he left. And, what I keep hearing as well is we're not a sacking club. I think these fellas, who keep saying this, we're not a sacking club, has only become supporters when Klopp came, forgetting that Rodgers before him was sacked. Hodgson before him was sacked. Houllier was sacked. Rafa was sacked. Kenny was sacked. And they're saying we're not a sacking club. It's only because of the longevity that Jürgen had with us. He seemed to be there forever. And that's the power he had. That's the power he had. And he was loved. So this fella comes in and dismantles everything that was built for the club. We were one of the most feared in Europe, never mind here. Europe. We were feared throughout Europe. And you've only got to look at the European Cups and the Champions League, why we were feared. It's as simple as that. Even teams said it. We don't want to draw Liverpool. Now, yeah, all right, let's take them on. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. And it's all because of this deconstruction, you might as well say, of the power Liverpool had. The fortress was built. The fortress has been pulled down before our very eyes. You've only got to look at the beginning of the season. We had lucky wins, but, we were top of the league. We were looking down. We were 5 points ahead of Arsenal at one time. Look at us now. So where's it gone wrong? It's gone wrong on the pitch. Because you're looking at it and I'm looking at it. Everybody else is looking at it. And we're bloody awful. It's ridiculous. And that's my take. Steve Mulholland. Slot was given the keys to the castle, but he knocked it down to build a shed. Good analogy. Big up Frank and chat, says the T. Smash the likes and subscribe on your way in. I thank you. Thanks, T, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that. The IBR, even in Captain Kaiser, Don Franco. Hope you're in fine form. Just want to say what I just want to hear what you're saying. Freedom. Good evening, Frank and chat. Good evening, Freedom, mate. Barry Eldridge, good evening, Frank and everyone. Good evening, Barry. Good to see you. Archie. Archie is about and around. Hey, Archie. And the Freedom says, does anyone listen to the press conference? I couldn't bring myself to, I never. I don't watch him. I can't stand him on the telly. I really can't. So I never. I think we lose to Newcastle, draw with City, and lose to Sunderland, leaving 10th at best. The players will probably down tools after these 3 games. And he will either quit or we sack him. To be honest, IBR, he won't quit. If he quits, he gets nothing. If he stays rooted he gets 10 million severance pay. That's how it's worked out. So there's no way that he'll walk away. No way. And IBR says, if Virgil gets injured, we are cooked, and would likely play Enzo and Robbo at centre-half, and not buying a centre-half in January is simply, it's not mediocre, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's criminal. It's criminal. When that guy here, you know, we could have had him. I blame Hughes for all that. And the likes of Edwards as well, to be honest. Because do you remember they wanted an extra 5 million. They said, you know, and he said, no, we'll wait until January, you know, expecting them to get there or the end of the season. And he wasn't thinking about slots. See, don't forget, you know, he was awful last season as well. When we won the league, what did he do? He went to Ibiza. Trying to be a ballsy DJ. What was that all about? I've never known our players to do that. Ever. Manager. Especially. And, you know, we started playing his system. We were terrible. And the games of this season that we won at the beginning of the season, we were dead lucky. And the draws, we were lucky to get draws. We were, you know, could have easily have been beaten. And, God blimey, put my reading glasses up. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Mohammed Suli Manlu, is it? Manly. Mohammed Suli Manly. Oh, yeah. Karabakh. Yeah. Must be a Karabakh fan. Good evening. Collins asks, hi Frankie. And he carries on by saying, these people running the club can fuck right off the way they're letting things slide like that. Yeah. Yeah. Lindsay Ellis, even if Frank, has Slot gone yet? Unfortunately, he's still with us. That Richard Hughes needs going ASAP, says the Teds. I blame him as much as Slot. It was him not prioritising a top centre-back. That's what I mean. You know, he refused to pay. I'll tell you what else he fucking refused. See, swear. Do you know what I said? I'll try and not swear. I'll tell you what else as well. Hughes. When he tried to sign Zubamendi, think about this. The president of their club said, give us the money and you can have them. And he said, well, can we play it in installments? No, just give us the money you can have them. And he refused. He's adamant that he'd pay installments. And Liverpool's got the money. Liverpool is one of the top 5 richest clubs in the world. We had the money to buy Zubamendi. I always wanted Kvaratskhelia. I wanted him. We could have had him at him for 58 million. Should have got him. It would have been ideal. as a replacement for Mo Salah. Ideal. Did we get him? No. PSG got him instead. And you've seen the way he played against us last season. Unbelievable. I seen him the other night or last week scoring for PSG. What a goal. Well, you never seen the ball when he hit it. You just seen the net bulging. And Barry says, does his pay alter if he's sacked at the end of the season as opposed to now? Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, no, really, he's got to be sacked to be given his severance pay of 10 million. So whether he goes now or at the end of the season, doesn't matter. He'll still get that. That's why all the stick he's getting, he knows that the fans are fed up with him. He knows this. He knows this. He must do. You know, people must be telling him. His wife can't tell him because she's in Dubai. And that's another thing that, you know, irks me. His wife wouldn't come to Liverpool to live here while he's managing or coaching the team. Why? Why? I've never known a manager, honestly, ever. All managers' wives come here. She doesn't. Go on. Why do you think he's sticking it out? He must know what we're like. He must. So, you know, just suppose that he'd get 10 million anyway if he resigned. He'd go like a flash because he'd say, I'm not taking this off this lot. Making a fool out of me. And that's the way I look at it. But it's not like that. He's got to be sacked to get his 10 million. Think about that. Slot will play a centre-back against Newcastle at the weekend, says Callum. Can you elaborate on that, please, Callum? Who's going to play? Gomez is injured. It wouldn't surprise me if he put Szoboszlai there or Gravenberch. To be honest. And the IBR says, when Slot took the players to Ibiza, I was in disbelief, but it was a massive red flag looking back, as no manager with a relentless desire to win would even consider such nonsense. Exactly. I wanted him gone. I've never liked him, to be honest, and I keep saying this. When he went out into the middle of the pitch, Feyenoord, his club, and the season hadn't even finished. And he said, I'm going to Liverpool. And I looked then, I went, what kind of a fella is this? What kind of a fella is telling his own fans before the season ends? That's what I said. That's didn't like him. I just didn't like him. I tell you what, if Real Madrid came in for him, he'd do the same to us. I'm leaving to go to Real Madrid. You know, if he was a super coach, which he isn't, he'd do the same. I'm going. Well, I don't like him, to be honest. And Ted says, the way we play, the way the teams conduct themselves and training videos like a load of overgrown schoolboys, it's utterly embarrassing. The standard has fell off a cliff at our club. Yes, Ted. Yes. Well, I was... have you seen them with the medicine balls? What the fuck is that all about? Medicine balls? What does that do? Throwing medicine balls at each other? Is it supposed to build... I don't know. That's why we fell off. Fitness-wise. And elastic bands. Is it elastic bands doing that? What is that? That's his backroom staff as well. His backroom staff are fucking useless. And there's Mohammed again. I from Azerbaijan, Uncle Frank. Tomorrow's match will be very good. Azerbaijan. He'll be watching us on the telly. I'm going to do the watch along tomorrow, by the way, because it's the Champions League. It's not the. It's actually not the Premiership. It's not the Premiership, so I'll be doing that watch along. I'm going to sit here and, even if I'm behind or whatever, not bothered. But against, at the weekend for the game, I won't, I will do it. Start off pre-match, and then I'll just go in there and watch it in the moment, and then come back after it. You can chat to one another. I'll come at half time, come in at half time to see how we're doing and all the screaming and shouting. We all mates stay. Gapco at centre half tomorrow, cuts inside and boots the ball up the pitch. Well, that's the predictability, isn't it, really? That's the predictability. And the Achi says, always go to the director's box, your man, inside the box, control the club. Special sandwiches and champagne. Respect, Frank, Achi knows. I'm better with conspiracy theories. I'm not thick, me. My mum's a scouser. And Linda says he's too pig thick to care about the fans. All he cares about is his money. Well, it looks like that, doesn't it? But, I've got to say, you can't blame him. You can't blame him. You're not, if you were leaving your job and you were getting a pay packet, a severance pay, you're not going to say, I don't want that. Put it back in the company. You're not going to say it. And if you know that, if you get sacked, you got a massive pay deal. He's not going to do it. He won't walk away. Oops, sorry. Paulie, the slot coach wouldn't pass an MOT. Excessive wear on the brakes. He wouldn't. Good one. Freedom says, whoever decided to sell Quansah in light of our centre-back situation needs immediate sacking. Do you know what? We said it, didn't we, ourselves? Why is Quansah go? Big lad. Been here since... If Klopp was in charge, let's put it this way. Do you think he'd be playing over in Germany? No, we'd be playing here. Do you remember Nat Phillips and that Rhys Williams playing centre-half? Because we had no centre-halves, did we? Under Klopp, when they were all injured. Even Henderson played at centre-back, didn't he? Remember? Him and Fabinho. Was it Fabinho? Yeah, it was. Playing CBs. When our lads were injured. The old mates stay. Slot's missus was only come if he managed. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. Or Paris. Or Madrid. And Barry says he could always say he won the league for us and pleads he wasn't given enough time to improve things because they surely don't intend keeping him on after this season ends. I think they'll panic. I'm being honest here. See, you've only got to look at the owners, and all they care about is the Champions League money and the revenue that it brings in. The revenue that comes into Liverpool Football Club is enormous, especially with sponsor deals, everything. Sponsor deals, TV revenue, money you get from going further and further on. But if they see that slipping, it could get worse. Because as you know, to bring players in now, no matter who you are, all as they want is Champions League. I've just got a mate here, my old mate from Seattle. Just let me read these out, please, Brian, and I'll get you on. But honestly, Barry, he didn't win the league for us. It was Mo Salah. That's who won the league for us. He was just there as an ornament. It's been proved. He was there as an ornament. That's the way I look at it. Keep saying it. I always remember it. Last week it was some fella. When he said he wanted, I don't know, he's some idiot. He said, I wanted Mo Salah gone last season. And you heard me saying, if he had gone last season, we wouldn't have won the league. Because he won the Golden Boot and records assists. He would have done that. No one. There's only Mo. These people. Toscana. Buonasera, Franco on chatters. I presume Slot still in chat. Yes, he is. He is Toscana. Collins Ikes, Hughes and Edwards are to blame now because the idiot can't sack himself. That's what I mean. I said it, didn't I, before? He's the problem, Edwards. They pass medicine balls better than a football, says Barry Aldridge, yeah. and Snapey, even in Rednecks, one and all. And the tea. Has that slop gone yet, or was it more BS from them to pretend? Yeah, from them pretend Janos and our Francine. I can't believe Slot is still in a job, and he's made a statement saying we only won't. Hang on. Oh, and saying we only won the league when we were knocked out the Champions League. We were 15 points ahead. Is that what he said in his press, Francine? If Slot was on a performance-related pay, he would be skint. I'm going to bring in my mate here, all the way from Seattle. Good Reds. Goes the game as well, by the way. Flies over to go the game. Are you there, Brian?
I am. Hey, Frank. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Where are you? Have you gone again? Has he gone? Has he gone? Must be the weather over there in Seattle, snowstorms and everything. But you're right there, Steamer Holland. You won't be skint. And Snapey says, we love this club till our last breath, but Slot's comatose. Not only the squad, but the more widely the club. He's everything a Liverpool manager. Just shouldn't be tedious and stale. A lethal combination, yes. All right, Brian.
Take two. Hi, Frank.
I don't know what happened there. Are you having
snowstorms? Oh, my ISP, I'm sure. Yeah, things are, it's probably on my end. Anyway, thank you.
Well, anyway,
Thanks for the invite.
Can I ask you there something, Brian? You know, you're all the way over there and you must meet other Liverpool supporters, but personally, what do you think of this fella, Slot?
This is a family show. I'll just leave it there. And he's in way over his head. You talk about the Peter principle. He is in. Well, then again, he is also. Well, he should have never been there, but the organization also set him up for failure. So if this is not just on Slot, this is on everybody in that org. Whatever. Yeah, there was no intention to ever defend this title. Same thing happened in 2019, 2020. There is no intention to at least aggressively defend the title. They whatever the spend was this summer, so you gutted your entire front line and replaced them with players new to the league, new to the system, new to the team. Yet you need more wings. There were defensive lapses in our defense of the title last year. You've seen things you saw, set pieces and the same collapsing 8 players into the penalty area, but at least two attackers remain unmarked. And you went into the season with 2 China doll center backs. No depth. And it took a last-minute buy of Leone to address center back. And now he's gone. And your China dolls are gone for various reasons. Now you have a midfielder, Endo, now playing center back. And you still don't have the support you had from the wings last year because you gutted them and brought in, what you thought, star power. And then you're playing slot system again, medicine ball. This is heavy metal football. Klopp was heavy metal football. I don't know what this is. This is who knows what.
It's a waltz, isn't it? It's
a waltz. Waltz. Light rock, smooth jazz, whatever it is. It is uh, sleep-inducing.
Of course,
And you know,
where we were jiving last year, the year before, and under Klopp every game, we were jiving. And this now, if you're putting that analogy, where it's a slow waltz.
right.
It's a slow waltz to the likes of, I don't know, it's just ridiculous the way we're playing. And the way, I tell you what I don't like, the way we mess around at the back.
Right.
And I don't know whether you see Jamie Carragher, and I watched him, Jamie, and he was putting out what he put out there. A lad ran 74 yards, well, two of them, 74 yards from their area to our area, and the lad just put it wide. He wasn't even tackled. None of them, none of the two lads.
Right. And that's the thing that kills me. And you watch, every time we go up 2-0, every single time we get 2-0, all of a sudden it goes back to, okay, call off the dogs, foot off the pedal, let's play out the back. And it happens every damn time. And I don't know what it is he's seeing or what he thinks of this team, this squad in transition from Klopp to what he envisions has supported that. I mean, we saw the beginning of the season. We thought, okay, oh wow, it's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, it's just getting adjusted, getting used to it. But this is the norm. I mean, I go back to Newcastle, that match early this season. What it was, a match 2. We're up 2-0 all of a sudden, and they're playing a man short, and we just call off the dogs, put off the pedal, and trying to play out the back. And next thing you know, blink, it's 2-2. All of a sudden, you have to fire up the engine again and get them going. And it took the overtime to pull that one out. Another game, we went up 2-0. Okay, time to shut it down and play defense. Your defense sucks. You have no defensive posture. You have no defensive scheme. Yet you want to go shut down the offense to play this for the next one. So you think you play keep away for the next 70 minutes, 80 minutes. Okay. I'm done with him. He needs to go. He needs to go yesterday. He needs to be gone with all deliberate speed.
I wanted him gone at the Nottingham Forest game.
Right.
I wanted him gone there and then. I thought he would have got rid of him. But can I just say to these lads,
Sure.
And girls, Ted says, I want you to... I'll get back to you on this Quansah, okay? And Ted says Quansah is like a prime Maldini compared to what we have now. Uncle Joe, hey, Frank, now then, what's this about the return of the prodigal son, Trent? Okay, we'll talk about that as well. Steve Mulholland, Klopp has a job when he comes to Liverpool because we had a lot of dead wood. That's what Steve says. I don't know, Okay, Mark Doyle, get off Slot's back. It's getting ridiculous. I've never been so disgusted by friends' abuse towards a manager. Well, you're going to get it anyway, Mark. I'm sorry, mate, but that's the way we are. We care about the club. I don't know what you think. I bet you've gone. We care about the club. And this fella is absolutely ridiculous. If you want him there, do you know when he's sacked? Wherever he goes, he might go back to wherever DC. You support them. Don't be supporting us. If you love Slot. I don't think you know anything about football, to be honest. If you like what's being played now, and the majority of Liverpool fans are looking at it, pundits are looking at it, the way we're playing. We're playing, and he's got it wrong. He's hopeless. So if you support him all your life. Don't come on here and saying, don't get off his back. Piss off.
I mean, and the footnote that Slot knew the landscape. He knew what he was getting into when he got here. He took the job following a legend. So he's gonna be under the microscope. He's gonna be, and what's an old cliche? You never follow the legend. You follow the guy who followed the legend. And with Klopp's system intact and Klopp's squad, he won the league. Anyone else, but I guess his ego is getting in the way now. He wants to transform the team. He wants to play his way now. Like, understandable to a point. But if you walked the league last year, guess what? You know what? Same thing, and it'll be a slow introduction of my system into the squad. I don't care if if fans want to say, okay, well, I won with Klopp's team. This is still a Klopp squad. Okay, yeah. I just won a second title. I don't care. But you make a slow transition. They went just big bang. Say, okay, all right, I want to get rid of these players. I want to get rid of him, and now I want to put this space on the squad. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Well, it's not working that way. So, as far as these slot sexuals, whatever, who are defending him and saying, "Oh no, it's not his fault. Be gentle with him." No, f that.
Exactly.
He came to a high-profile club to follow the legend, so he gets what he gets. He should have known this is coming. So, well,
toughen
up.
People know that he's playing a sort of Eredivisie type play, and it's not working. And this is what I mean about the journalists, who go to his press conferences. And he even said, didn't he, a few weeks ago, he said, we are training about the system. Why didn't one of them turn around and say to him, listen, it's not working. So why have you got them training on a pitch that the system isn't working? It'll only get worse, which it has. It's only got worse. Anyway, Christopher says, "Hi Frank and everyone, like and subscribe." Thank you, Christopher. And actually, what team wouldn't want Jeff Hurst and Martin Pitt? Come on, we're talking about Jeff Hurst. Andrew Nilsson. If we don't win against Newcastle, the club got to act right. It's a must win. As things stand, we are not making the UCL spots. And
we'll make that.
Well, exactly. Andrew, we won't. We won't make the spots. I'm telling you now, the Anfield Row. Hi, Frankie and Brian and chat. Look at all those drinks.
Roar.
He's very...
I know.
And, I can't comment much. I'm fixing my PC, says Christopher. Well, that's good, Christopher. And my old mate Paul Burke, he says, good evening, France and chat. Still in Tenerife getting fucked by Man United fans. Fucking embarrassing, he says. It's not me swearing, it's Paul Burke in Tenerife. And the Anfield Road, Slot said, at Liverpool, the aim is to win the league, but we've only done that twice in 30 years. I know what it is. I know what is acceptable for us this year. The sheer arrogance. I'm done with this fella, says the Anfield Road. It's shocking, Brian.
Oh, God. Well, again, I'm talking from the organization down, the mentality. Well, again, he's over his head, but everything this organization has done is that nothing says we're going to win the title again or we're going to win it back to back. It's just, well, we hope to get top 4.
Yeah.
And there'll be a big push. We'll get top 4, or we'll slot or back our way in with a 5th place slot somewhere. Somehow get back to Champions League. But that's the only thing they care about. And it's obvious. Again, it's the difference between clubs with ambition and these clowns.
Well, that's it. It's only what he said. They've only won it twice, and what fucking this gonna cheek him? As the Alfred Ross says there, the arrogance of the man.
Oh
And
yeah,
it is arrogance.
we're customers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're customers, and and their arrogance is telling you, okay, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? And if I had my druthers, I would say, I would just say, if you're shutting down the season, then I'll shut down the season too. But it's easy for me to say that. I'm what 5,000 miles away, so I'm not going to. But I would say, tell people, we're done. Just if you don't make these improvements, or at least make a half-ass effort to win the league, or to chase Arsenal, because Arsenal, they're going to tank sometime mid-Feb, or sometime they're going to tank, so they'll drop points. It's an outside shot, but it's still salvageable, even with Brendan Slot as coach. I'm not calling him manager.
Yeah.
At least make an effort, at least try, but this sort of, him hawing and posturing, we did sign a 17-year-old center back, the Austrian kid. I don't know much about him, but what I've seen, he's okay. He's a big fella. I mean, 6'6", and
But he's
I don't know
only
if
a
he can.
kid, isn't he?
He's 17 years old, but he'll arrive next season. That's okay. So you're not addressing center back this season.
But this is what I mean about Kwanzaa. Why did we sell Kwanzaa? Who ordered us sale?
I know. We did the same thing in 2018. We had Lovren come off a knee injury. You had Gomez here, and gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the other center backs. All we needed was a center back, and nothing was done. Then Gomez blows his knee out, and then there we go. We lose the league by single point because of that January collapse.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So again, I mean, they're not, and that's what pisses me off the most. There is no drive, there's no desire, no sense of pride even. Just say, okay, we won the title, we're gonna win it again, and we're gonna win it again until you stop us. Exactly. None of that. It's just, okay, let's count the revenue shares. Okay, we got this much from TV. Okay, great. Merchandise sales, cool, even better. We're going back to the Far East for another tour, make some more money. I mean...
Yeah, but the point says, Americans, that businessmen, and all as they see is profit. If we dip out of the Champions League, there's a lot of revenue lost. You know that. A lot of revenue, and I'm talking millions.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So I hope anyway that they become more wiser and look at Edwards and say, listen, you better change this fella. You have to. Anyway, Toscana says, as much as I admire our ex-players from years back, it's disappointing to hear Kenny and Tomo's comments. They might have to keep it well with the owners, but we don't. And we pay good money to watch. The thing is, you see, Toscana, they work for LFC and LFC TV, so they can't rock the boat. Believe me, they can't rock the boat. You're told when I was going on that LFC TV, I was going on live with ex-players, and they're told, don't talk about the owners, don't talk about the manager. What's that all about? Anyway, the Anfield Roar, Frankie, on Saturday, the biggest tell that this side is bad was the fact that Bournemouth went toe-to-toe with us, and they were clinical and embarrassed us. So there was no real low block to defeat. You're right, we were toe-to-toe with them. We were. And And Snapey says, Anfield Road agreed on all points you make, absolutely. And he carries on by saying, though, another point I don't think is covered at all. 15 goals. I had a look at those we sold, and it's shocking. The loss of goals. Lucho, 17 goals, 9 assists. Jota, 9 goals, 3 assists. Darwin, 7 goals, 7 assists. And, everybody criticised the likes of Darwin. He's getting criticised. He was a scapegoat, and yet he was scoring goals and assists as well. And he has their defence, the opposition's defence. He pressed. He was a high presser, just like Lucho was. All that's gone. And Ted says, Mark Doyle has got to be, and I know Mark. He's a mountaineer. I think it got too big. I don't know what's happened up in the air there. When you climb a mountain, I think it's got to his head. No, he's a red. He's a red.
Edema, the high altitude. Is that what you're saying? Pulmonary edema.
I don't mind, but to come on and say get off his back, where I think 95% of Liverpool fans are fed up with Slot and the awful football that we're playing. And we were very lucky in all those. It was, everybody said it. The unbeaten run. We were lucky in that unbeaten run. We were awful. We were getting away with it. He was getting out of jail. Every podcast I did, or every watch along, I said he's been let out of jail again.
Right.
And that's all it was. Let out of jail, let out of jail. Go on, Brian.
No, you're funny. Keep on. Just go back to that Doyle guy, and if he wants to get back on here, great. But that's the sort of fan that emboldens this sort of crap we're getting from the owners now. And the other ones, tone policing. Well, we're not that kind of club. We don't sack managers or we don't.
Oh, that's a load of nonsense.
We don't poo-poo our managers.
It goes back. Kenny got the sack.
Right.
Rafa got the sack. Houllier got the sack. Hodgson got the sack. The Northern Irish fella got the sack. Kenny himself. They've all been sacked.
Right.
And people come out and say, we're not a sack. Of course we are. Of course we're a sacking club. Absolutely ridiculous, some of them. And Snapey says to the Anfield Road, he dismantled a team that won the league and expected to reshape it instantaneously. We're a husk of a team under this imbecile. I thought he said the umbrella, but imbecile. Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
And the Anfield Road, he replies, Carragher comparison to the opening game of the season went to Bournemouth to Saturday's loss. The transitions are still the same mess. We are wide open, and I don't think he coaches the side. It's his backroom staff as well, Anfield. It's his backroom staff, mate. It's his backroom staff, unfortunately. And that's the way it is. Polo. Hi, Frank. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Polo. Don't worry at all. Collins Ikes. Frankie, what percentage of the match going fans do you think is Slot out, mate? I'd say between 90 and 95%. I really do, because all I've seen is Slot out. And I only watched 2 podcasts. That's all I watch. And they're saying, I watched this, they're all black lads actually, called Coppish they're called. And they're good, and they're really upset about what's happening with the club. You know, I've commented on them a couple of times. Not that they read it out, like, you know, but anyway, the Anfield Roar to the IBR, he has piece by piece with Hughes took us to a Europa League level side. He has turned us into a Europa League. Yeah, he has. He
Yeah, he
has.
has.
We could end up in the Conference League next season. If, oh, geez, think about it. Think about
Europa
it.
League. Yeah, he turns to an MLS squad. I doubt he could win the MLS with his tactics.
Yeah.
I really do.
And Andre Nilsson. I've got my egg. Anyway, Andre Nilsson says, Slot said previously we won 2 and 5 years. He switches it to suit his narrative. The excuses I'm done with. I mean, the dude was ignoring the booing. Delusional. Of course, he and Snapey to the Anfield Roar agrees it's been hollow for some time. It'll take a fundamental shift to even get top 4. For me, though, his time expired some time ago. And I said, I'm telling you now, here's what I said. That he should have gone after the Nottingham Forest game. He should have been sacked there and then.
Right.
And the Anfield Roar says, Frankie and Brian, the other factor is Hughes. He's got the job for being bright and smart in the markets, but yet not one signing has been cheap or clever. Obvious signings aren't clever. Anyone can spend money. And Paul Burke, we got no chance, Brian. Sorry, we're an embarrassment. And there you go. Our King Vader. Good lad, King. I have Frank and Brian in chat, says the Vader. Our anger, says Paul Burke, is fueled by our love for the club. Nothing else. We're hating. And we are. And that's a cracking comment, because we are hating. And this is what I mean about people coming on and saying, you know, and I know Mark. He's a big red. But, you know, to try and say keep off his back, well, what does he expect us to sit back and just take what's happening in front of us? We're in 6th place. Can't Mark get us in his head that we were top of the league, 5 points clear at one stage, albeit lucky. Albeit we were lucky and looking down. And look where we are now, in 6th. 10 points behind 3rd place, Aston Villa. Come on, Aston Villa. And Yusuf, I can see Karabakh getting a point tomorrow. Karabakh, I don't know, you know, I'm lost for bloody words. Well, as all users done, is overpaid for the players and didn't unearth any gems from South America or Africa, says the IBR. That's a good shout now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very good shout now. And Bella, even in Franco and all you Reds, hiya Bella, lovely to see you. And the Anfield Roar says, I was listening to Hodgson on his time at Anfield. Carragher and Stevie said to him, your biggest mistake was to coach us. So they really knew it already. They just wanted a manager. Players do it. What do you think of that? That's a cracking comment. Because to me, Brian, I don't know about you, it seems as though some players have just give up with Slot. What do you reckon?
Well, he's lost the dressing room. Absolutely. I mean, through his press conferences and whatever, he's doing the same tactics regardless of situation or regardless of opponent. You know, 65th minute. Okay, Gakpo on, Kirkez on, Ekitike off. 78th minute, Chiesa on every third blue moon. But it's the same thing regardless. Again, and there was a 2-0 lead, regardless of if we went up 2-0 in the first 3 minutes of the match, he would also shut down, start playing out the back for the next 80, 88 minutes or 90 minutes, hoping to preserve the lead. And any change of possession, all of a sudden he'd have his defenders dropping back to the penalty box. And I don't know what I call it the Shenzhen zonal marking, because who knows? Okay, this person, you're covering like the French-Spanish border, but all of a sudden, Germany, okay, they're wide open in the back, and okay, and there's a goal. How did that happen? And it's the same thing every match. There's no adjustments. There are no adjustments whatsoever. It's just okay. It's time. Put these players in. It's almost as if they're getting paid by the minute or paid by on their contract. They're required to play 25 minutes in a game to get whatever wage. There's nothing. I mean, he is definitely in over his head. I don't know what he sees or what he sees that we as the supporters don't see, or what other coaches don't, or the managers don't see. I mean, but in his defense, though, I wouldn't quit. I'd make them fire me.
Well, that's it. If he quits, I'm being honest, if Slot quits, he gets nothing. But if he's sacked, he gets 10 million. And that's what I said at the beginning, Brian.
Okay.
There's no way that he's going to quit because he's got a big payday coming. And if he wasn't getting all right, say like he was getting, no matter what, a big payday, even if he resigns, say he got £10 million, like he was getting sacked or whatever. If he does get sacked, he gets 10 million. But suppose that, if he quit, he got 10 million. I think he'd go right away because he must know what the fans are saying about him.
Oh, yeah.
He must know. And
where can he go? I'm sorry, where can he go without without knowing what people are saying about him? I mean, Liverpool has a massive global footprint. and especially that part of the country, part of England. I'm sure where else can he go without people knowing who he is and what their people are saying? I mean,
exactly.
Again, he followed the legend, so he's under a microscope. I mean, not like you need Hubble or or whatever to find him.
He'd have to wear a wig, wouldn't he?
Right.
A big wig and a false beard. That's what.
Right.
Going around a pair of shades, pair of sunglasses. But Colin Dykes, this is a good point here. How do the match-going fans realistically make the boards act, Frank? The thing is, they have been, they've been leaving the seats. They've been going. They've been saying we're not watching this rubbish again. I know, I remember when we played Crystal Palace and he put all the kids there. There was a young lad from North America. I don't know where he was from, I'm being honest, but it was North America nevertheless. And he saved up for months and months to come to Anfield to watch Liverpool. He supports them. And saved up for months and months and months to get his fare together, to get a little package,
right.
Course, obviously. And he's seen the Crystal Palace game when he plays all the kids and they just beat us, and it was terrible weather as well in the pouring rain. And I didn't feel sorry for that lad. I just felt so sorry for him. But they're coming from all over the world to watch what we're watching. And they're even complaining, I thought this was a great team. It's just ridiculous.
Well, that's good. That's a good point he brings up, though. What do match-going fans actually? I would say walk out.
Well, that's it. That's what they're doing.
That's all you can do. Or an aircraft or two flying over the banner would be nice, but I don't know if the
FSG,
airspace rights are.
I'm telling you now, I'm glad you brought that up, because they did it with Ix and Gillette. I remember us doing it with Ix and Gillette. And when FSG first took over, they said, we want no planes flying over. They even tried to ban, believe it or not, the banners, banners.
Right.
And they said, we want no banners in the ground, because when you under Ix and Gillette, they had banners saying, out, get them out. Ix and Gillette, get out. And this is it. This is what they were terrified of, just in case they was putting up banners, FSG out, get out of the club. But they're all banned, and, to go in, they're looking at the banners, by the way. So you can't do that, to be honest.
So yeah, so the those aircraft, those companies, they're going along with FSG's no banners over the stadium.
Oh yeah.
Screw that! I'd fly one anyway. Hire someone out of Manchester and fly over the space.
From Manchester.
Yeah, just slot GTFO and take FSG with you. Anyway, back to what you're saying. He must know. You have to be what you put on your blinders or live in your euphoric bubble to not know how the fan. And I'm sure the players let him know too. I mean, he has to know, and his agents let him know. And if you hear stuff, I mean, you hear the press asking him questions about, well, what about, how do you feel about Gerrard being on standby, or what do you think of Alonso taking over? Yeah, I would say he knows.
Yeah, of course he does. And can I ask you a question before I go on to because there's some great comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, say like Xabi Alonso, they want him. And they have spoken to him, by the way. They have spoken to his representatives, and he's interested, to be honest. He is interested. Point is, say I'm not coming in until the summer. Would you bring Steven Gerrard in as an interim?
Yes.
Because Steven, I would as well, because Steven knows the club. He knows the fans. He's a Red, through and through. All right, he's had a little bit of managerial thing. But you've only got to look at Michael Carrick at Manchester United. When Amarim went, right. He came in, and look who they beat. They beat Manchester City, and they beat Arsenal away. Arsenal away.
Exactly.
So... and Chelsea, when they brought their mate in, their manager, and it lifts them. And this is what we need. And I think Steven Gerrard, he knows the way we play. Not this type of play, but, the old play. And I think he didn't, a great lift. That's in my opinion.
Exactly. It's a lift. It's about pride. Yeah. Even if we don't win the league or don't defend the title, it's about pride as to who we are. We won't go gently into that good night, per se. I probably butchered that, but anyway. But the point is, it's about the badge on the shirt. It's about the history of the club. You don't just go meekly and go cowering, head down. Okay, well, we won't make it. We hope to. F that. We're gonna salvage something out of the club. We're gonna do this for pride because of who we are and what we stand for.
Yes,
and that's what's happening with the Amarim, that they brought in that former player who understood who was there during the and knows what the it sickens me to even say this about Man United, but
he knows what they're about. What Manchester United are all about,
right? Yes, and, exactly.
It's a winning formula. This is what he's saying.
Right.
And this is what Steven Gerrard is.
Yes. We're blue bloods. We're not we're not these. We're not also rans. We're not mid table. No, we no. I mean, the record says for itself. The history says for itself.
Of
And
course
sit
it
here
does.
and just quietly and dink around and piss about, lose to Bournemouth and lose to those. No. And then have the same thing. Well, weather was a factor. Well, this is a factor. No, your shitty coaching tactics were a factor.
But we couldn't even beat any of the 3 newly promoted sides.
No.
Not
That's
one
the
of them.
sick part.
We couldn't beat them. And we were very lucky against Leeds United.
Right.
Very lucky that we weren't beaten. Sad.
That's embarrassing.
Anfield Road says, listen, I'll just go to a few quotes. Comments, I'm sorry. The Anfield Road says, under the lot money league, we are now the biggest revenue earner out of all English sides from last season's earnings. I'm so surprised that FSG haven't acted sharehold as a thing in Europa acceptable. This is it. This is what I've been saying. Anfield, they're a business company, FSG. They've got all these other, sports things and whatever. They own a newspaper, for God's sake. And yet, money, it's the dollar sign with them. And they could see, if they're seeing the way Liverpool are and the reaction of the fans, I think they have to do something. I think they will before it's too late, because they really need Champions League football.
Right. Or we'll never see another big spend like this again. It'd be back to again, sell to buy. And anyway.
We've been like that since they took over the sell to buy club.
Oh, it is, yeah.
The King Vader says, I've never seen a manager make so many changes to his fullbacks every match. And he's so right. And Darryl, he says, I'm watching no more until he's gone. And that's, the big Reds. My grandson, James, Francine's son, he said, I'm not watching them. That's it, and he gives us tickets to his brother, Ben, my other grandson. He just gives us tickets to him. He said, I'm not, until that felt like Darryl, until he's gone, I'm not watching them.
Right.
So, going, he just watched them on the TV. And Anfield says, soon as whispers were going around, we was buying 3 young centre-backs in January. I knew Guy Hay was not coming. The message now from Slot is the club is a buy them young, develop them, so it's back to Klopp days. I don't know,
Okay, that's why you sold Kwanzaa.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I think as well, Brian?
Yeah.
Do you know that when you meet people for the first time and you look at somebody, you say, I don't like him, or I don't like her. I think he's that type of fella. And when he's seen young Kwanzaa and the likes of Harvey Elliott, he's never liked them. And he's got shut at them.
Yeah.
He's got shut at them because he didn't like them. I don't know, I could be wrong. But all of a sudden, they've gone.
Yeah.
They've gone. And they're young lads. Kwanzaa, he was good, Kwanzaa. He was tall, he was filling out. And he's playing brilliant over there in Germany.
Yeah, and he played sparingly last year.
Yeah.
Put him in spot situations and with a quick hook, anything happening. Oh, Kwanzaa's out. I mean, I don't know. Just a side note, going back to what another was it? I think it was a Roar or someone earlier mentioned the missing 19 goals or 17 goals with Lucho and Darwin. What about the 40 we're missing with Salah? I mean, he's completely say whatever you want to, but he's completely removed him from the offense.
Yeah,
Completely.
he has. He has.
He's replaced him with Frimpong down the flanks, or he's replaced. And I don't know what's going on there.
No one knows.
I don't give a damn what whatever personality, whatever's going on. The guy scored 46 goals for you. You find a way to put him in there until he's ready to go, or until he goes, or you work around your offensive scheme. You work around him. You can, but that's a workhorse. That's those are goals.
Well, the Anfield Roar actually says more or less what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Post-match Virgil blaming the wind, Slot blaming tiredness, and yet when goals were needed, he subbed Robbo for Kerkez, even though Mo and Gakpo did absolutely nothing. What madness is this guy?
Jesus, Gakpo, oh God. I saw something earlier. My paper talk, but there's rumblings about selling him. Okay, bye. Fare thee well. Good luck. Godspeed. He has that one. He has the one special move. He dribbles. Yeah, takes it on the corner of the box. Yeah, fakes left, cuts in, right, and then shoots into the lower right corner. Okay. It's his special move. Okay, he should be in the WWE, as a wrestler or whatever. But other than that, what does he give us? I mean, I've seen a movement. Yeah, pull like a TK, put him in as forward. Nothing. I mean, and once I saw a stat, the 5 games we've won, he hadn't played. So I don't know. I don't know what value he's giving to the club. I mean, it's other than height.
Well, Toscana says they can buy as many kids as they want. None of them will play in the first team. They'll be loaned out and never seen again. Also, that's right. What they do. Sell them. Stevie, let's go, champ. The Anfield Roar. And he says to King Vader, that's a great observation. This season, the subbing he does last year, clockwork, 65 to 67 minutes, a raft of subs, and our whole pattern would turn to rubbish. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree on that. That's a good comment there. And Stevie says, if Slot stays till the end of the season, Slot won't win more than 3 EPL games from now till the end of the season. We are heading towards the relegation zone areas. And he's right.
He's right.
Just imagine if I think someone said, if we wouldn't have won those games or just drew them at the beginning of the season, we'd be 10th now. We'd be 10th. Because we got the lucky wins. But if we had drew them, we would have been 10th. IBR
Great comment.
I bring Sam Allardyce and Tony Pulis. It's got to that stage with me. I know it's just gone bonkers. And the IBR says, Frankie and Brian, a small observation for me where things are going wrong is the build-up. A lot of the time, it's not run centrally. It's up the channels, and the whole team goes forward. No safety net. And that's spot on.
Right. And there's not a club in the league that's afraid of our counterattack now. Not one.
Yeah. And as Stevie says here, fans think it's bad now. It's going to get a lot worse. It's bound to be a train crash. Exactly.
Right.
Some good comments. And Stevie says, Frank, we're in a serious trouble under Slot. Fans need to boo every home game, then FSG will sack him. But again, Stevie, someone said before, how can the fans react to get rid of this fella? And that's one of them. I'm not a booing type person, to be honest, but uh, I just, they are showing discontentment because they are leaving before the end of the game. They're just getting up and walking out because they're saying to themselves, I'm not watching this. I'm not
I
watching.
wouldn't.
It's shocking. I've watched the players on LFC TV. The training looks slack and very unprofessional. Unprofessional. I have myself Toscana. I was watching them today, and to me, they were just strolling around, just kicking. I just turned it off. I got fed up. When I seen Ballsy as coming towards, I'm pointing. Just turned it off.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of CrossFit or whatever. Why don't you go down to the local gym, get those people in here? I mean, throwing medicine balls around, swinging kettlebells, and wow, okay. Again, yeah, you can get that for half the price over at your local gym. I don't know. I don't know what he's. I thought it was unorthodox when he first came on board. Okay, all right, he's doing something. All right, he's doing something. What it is.
Well, what you think of this particular comments here?
Oh yeah.
On potential, it's the Anfield. On potential candidates is Alonso the only candidate? Well, not for me. I feel a standard like Luis Enrique or a promising coach like Areola, who, even with all their troubles, are the best pressing side. What do you think of that?
I agree. I want Alonso first. Yeah, Enrique, definitely. We saw what he did with PSG, even to the point if we got run. Areola, I don't know who Areola is, but I'm sure someone will educate me. But I don't know. Yeah, I like the Enrique option. Is if he can bring Desiree Dewey and Kvaratskhelia with him, that would be great. But
you think that he'd come to the Premiership? Do you think he'd come to Liverpool? Because I've never heard like Enrique. What it was told, by the way, I was told this the other day, that Enrique loves the Anfield crowd. He said that he actually went in the Cop once, Enrique, to get the feel of it.
Oh, cool.
That's what I was told the other day. Oh. He actually went into the Cop. He got a ticket to go in, obviously.
Sure.
And, to get the feel of it. So, but I don't know. I just don't know whether he would, pack up Paris Saint-Germain and decide to come here. I just don't know.
Well, again, the difference between the mentality of the organizations. Granted that the French league is, let's be honest, it is somewhat of a farmers' league, whereas this league is much more competitive. But it comes back to the organization, though. If you are, we can bandy names, coach names about all we want to, but the question is, would they come seeing seeing this organization in action? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, aside from Wirtz and Ekitike, maybe Frimpong, maybe it's been a disaster, this transfer window.
Well, what do you think of Wirtz then?
I think he's coming around. He's still a bit soft, but he is coming around. And I love the partnership that he's forming with Ekitike.
Yes.
And he's sort of settling with Szoboszlai as well. So I'm liking that a lot. Yeah. And well, I mean, as a club, you do want to build up the middle, or build the spines, you call it. Be nice. We get a defensive mid. I've heard, and Adam Wharton, name bandied about more. But I love the combination of Wirtz, Szoboszlai, and Ekitike. There's chemistry gelling there. I like that.
Because
than that-
Wirtz, I think Xabi Alonso will get the best out of Wirtz, to be honest, because he's coached him.
Absolutely.
So he get the best out of him if he became, a manager. But what I do believe is that when they approached Alonso, he was told that he had no, he wouldn't be a manager. It'll just be a coach on the coaching side. And he'd have no say in the players. This is what I was told. And this is only now. Now, according to this journalist over in Spain, he's got his way. But he wants to make massive changes, according to this journalist. This is Xabi Alonso. He wants to make massive changes to the team now and bring other players in to get rid of players. This is what a fella named Diaz, Diaz over in Spain, but he's more Real Madrid. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, so it's like a bit of a Galacto tint to that reporting. But I would say but in order to do that, you have to admit that the Hughes experiment was a failure. If he wants to come in and get his own players in and do this or completely overhaul the team, or essentially undo what Slot's done, or whatever reason you want to throw in there. It's an indictment of this last window. Well, the summer window, I should say.
I don't understand why we haven't bought. I'll just read a couple of comments. Stevie says to Toscana, the players play the way they are coached and trained. We are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
King Vader says it's too late. Slot should have gone months ago. Teams walk through our midfield and he has the nerve to say we've been unlucky. Yeah, he does say that. Small margins, according to Arnie. I'm sorry, he's an idiot. It's as simple as that, isn't it? And Toscana to Steve, I agree. I'm blaming the coaching, and the players will take advantage of it. Why work hard if the coach doesn't expect it? On the Anfield Road, you have to, as a director of football or CEO, look and go. The coach we have cannot beat 5 clubs that are in the bottom of the table. Or the bottom 6.
Yeah.
In this calendar year, we have lost 19 matches, the most ever. And they're the stats that are there playing around. They are the stats. Think about that. In a calendar year, we have lost 19 matches, the most ever. Even under Hodgson, we never lost that many.
Well,
under
here's a question for you then. Would you risk 75 million to save 10 million pounds?
Was I risk 75 million to save? No, I know what you're saying. I'd just get rid of him, pay him off the 10 million, and that's it.
Yeah.
See, these are businessmen. Why can't they see this, Brian?
Well, there must be. I'm sure that whoever it is in risk management did the calculus and whatever, decided, okay, he has these many matches in the window before we're at the point of no return for a Champions League. Because I'm looking. Oh, I was looking at the table, and okay, well, we're in a dogfight for fourth place right now. Right now only 2 points off. Third place, we're at 10 points off of Villa. Sure, someone's done the calculus somewhere and said, okay, all right, we have these mini matches to improve our footing or secure fourth place, or at least get in a better position for fourth place before we say, okay, he's got to go. Because you're risking 75, at least 75 million.
Yeah, that's the problem.
To get to the Champions League, and also television revenue, another 20, 40 million. I'm again throwing numbers out there. If not finishing in fourth place, or even going to Europa League,
it'll go into more. To be honest,
yeah.
Excuse me. See,
someone had to have done that.
Listen, you're American. You know, you fly all over the place because every time I talk to you, you're at some airport. So, but the point I'm making is that they are businessmen, FSG, and they want They're not worried whether we win it or not, you know, as long as we're there, as long as we're making money, as long as, you know, if you get in the Champions League, you're called the elite
Right.
of Europe, you see. And I still believe in the very near future that there will be a European league, because this is what big clubs want. I'm talking about the owners here,
right,
of these big clubs, because there's a hell of a lot of money to be made with these big clubs, especially if they have a European league. But anyway, that's digressing. The point I'm making is that these businessmen of Liverpool Football Club, they should see this, and they should look at the problem, which is Michael Edwards. He's the problem. And if he says, okay, you know, you've got to go, Arnie, and we're bringing in whoever, whether it's an interim manager, as in Steven Gerrard, or somebody else, and come in the summer, I don't know. But that should happen now, not next week, not the week after, not when we go sliding down the league, as that Stevie lad said. And Toscana says, her son's a pilot, right? She said, I just asked my son if he'd fly a plane over Anfield with a banner, but he thought I was nuts. You can't get better than that. Now, where's Johan? You know, he's a good lad, this lad. He's a Man United fan, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a friend of ours. And he says, good evening, Frank, Brian, and legends. I can explain what happened to Mo. The same thing happened to Ronaldo under Ten Hag. Dutch tactics deprive star players of their freedom to roam and create. There you go.
There you go.
In a nutshell. And he is, you know, the Ten Hag of Man United is Slot. And he's just put it in a nutshell. Dutch tactics deprive star players of their freedom to roam and create. And that's what Mo's not doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not roaming, is he?
But he lets Frimpong do that.
Exactly. That's
mad.
I
guess star players, yeah. It is madness. Okay. The sigh.
And Stevie says to Toscana, we still have a chance of finishing in the top four if FSG sacks Slot now and we get new manager bounce. That's right. I go along with that. My old mate, Steve Evans. Look who was on the coaching staff. Van Bronckhorst. Fuck all the Gapco. Fuck all the Gapco. Another one. He couldn't even manage Glasgow Rangers. The failed managers. The squad needs a top coach and a manager that can get the best out of them. Get Alonso. And IBR says Fabregas plays electric football. Yeah, but isn't that for Como? They're not such a great side, to be honest. And the Italian league is. I watch Serie A, as you know, Brian,
Hmm.
and they're not like that, if you know what I mean. Um, let's see what Steve says. I'm sorry there, people. Don't see Enrique coming, to be honest. Iriola is a decent fella. I think the job will go to Xabi, and I don't mind that. Slaughter's not the man to take the club forward. Also, while I mention the fucking clown, there's another two to be jogged on. Hughes and Edwards. Now, he says it as it is. He really does. And the IBR says Enrique plays better football than Alonso and probably has more passion. Oh, that's a bit hard, that. And Steve says manager position, like a lot of things, is now non-existent. Remember those above at the club saw Jurgen as being popular, and they didn't like that. I've mentioned that at the beginning, to be honest, Steve. The job will be coach, and that is how it's going to be. Our coach keeps mentioning low block and admitting he doesn't know how to combat. It's basic football, for fuck's sake, he says. And it is. He comes out and says all this. He came out at the beginning of the season, Brian, and
Yeah.
said he can't play the slow block, and he doesn't like these long throw-ins. That's what he says in his press conference. And what have they been doing? Big long throw-ins. And low blocks. They've been playing low blocks.
Yeah,
It
way to
wouldn't
broadcast to
surprise
the
me.
league. Yeah, I don't know how I don't know how to I haven't figured out the low block yet. And yeah, and he hasn't figured out long throw-ins, set pieces. What else?
But fancy coming out and saying that, Brian.
God, I know.
He actually said it. I couldn't believe it. Why is he fucking? That's why I don't listen to him anymore.
It's not a support group. You know, sit here. I'm Arne Slot, and I'm. Oh God, I don't understand that.
That's right. The unfair says that irony for me would be Slot doesn't stop talking over PSG and Enrique, and then he loses his job to him. That would be so satisfying. There you go, Anne, lads. You got your wish. We are now PSG. It's crazy, isn't it?
I
And
think Slot
Arnie,
needs to work on his Chinese or Russian instead, because where
oh,
he's going
man,
next, he will. I
yeah.
don't think he'll be coaching in a Western European country,
Do you know
or
what? I don't.
maybe Holland.
His CV would be great, wouldn't it? Manager, ex-manager of Liverpool, managed Liverpool. But if
Yeah.
he went in depth, about his CV, he's looking for another job, and they see why he went, and they look at the fans, if someone says, you better look at the fans, what they've been saying about him,
Yeah.
Or what they said about him. And I think he wouldn't get a job. I think he'd have to go back to Feyenoord or somewhere.
Fine.
And Stevie says, and the insanity Slot would have been sacked at a top club after 9 defeats in 11. And you're right, he would have been. But they got rid. Look at Man United and look at Chelsea. They got rid of them, their managers, and they went.
Right.
And there you have both clubs above Liverpool. And we're on the slide in
Right.
the Premiership.
But
And
when we hold on,
exactly.
we take that comfort food, and we hold on and clutch to our that virtue signal. We're not that club. We don't sack our managers. Guess what? We should be today. we should be. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
Do you know what you said before with customers?
Hmm.
And Steve Evans says, our opinion doesn't count. Remember us fans as customers.
Okay.
That's what you said before, wasn't it?
Well,
Exactly. We don't
yeah,
forget things.
yeah, we are customers. I guess we should Yelp bomb them. Don't go to Anfield because don't support Liverpool because I mean, I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous.
That was that Ian Eyre. That was Ian Eyre who said that, came out and said, God blimey. King Vader says, might be unpopular, but Alonso turned us down to go to Real Madrid. I would get Enrique if he is available in the summer and have Stevie into them. If not, Tuchel. No more Dutch. No,
Yeah,
definitely no more.
No more Dutch players or managers.
I
No more
think
American
Tuchel
owners.
is a great manager. What do you think of Tuchel, Brian?
Uh, Middle of the road. I mean, if you want a manager, he's a manager. But if you want, I don't know. I'm not sold on him. I think he's just
No,
uh,
it's all opinion, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
it's all opinion.
It's
To
like
be honest,
It's like I'll say it's like Japanese whiskey. You want whiskey? Okay, well it's whiskey.
yes.
But there's no real character to it. Nothing really exemplary about it. But it suits your need.
You see, there's people. It's like I'm sorry, there, people, if I'm going to miss you out. Um, I've got to read this one because it's about Xabi, really.
Hmm.
And what King Vader said about him, refusing us at the beginning. What you've got to think of is, let's be honest here, boys and girls. They come in for you. They come in for you. Now, listen to me. Please listen. Xabi Alonso, he did unbelievably well at Leverkusen, right? He won he was brilliant. Okay. And they were just a side that, weren't really up there. But anyway, nevertheless, he won the league. And what you've got to understand as well, when the likes of Edwards and Hughes or whoever it was who went over and seen Xabi to take over Liverpool, they've turned around and said, you won't be the manager, you'll just be a coach and you'll have no say in transfers. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Then Real Madrid come in for you. And you just go there. You just say, yeah, okay. But I can't be a manager at Liverpool, so, and I'll have no say. And also what you've got to take into consideration is that the players, the likes of Mbappe, they turned against Xavi simply because of his strictness. They turned against him. That's why he left or was pushed out. Because Mbappe, I wouldn't have him for a big club. That's why PSG got shut of him. Because he's got too much to say. He has too much player power. And they all took notice of him when they got beat by Barcelona. And, Xabi wanted to give them a line to, applaud them for winning, that cup or whatever it was over in, where was it, Dubai, or I don't know where it bloody well was. But, right, so he chose them over us, says the Anfield Roar. I don't want him sitting there and thinking I'm a shoe-in. I mean, Alonso lost to Slot 2 times already. We need other options. Now, again, that's, our lads saying that You know, we don't want shabby. And these are good lads, by the way. These are season ticket holders. Steve Evans, Shyster Goons, Boston Incorporated don't care about trophies, etc. The till's ringing, and as many sponsorships and partnerships can make as their end game. It is that is the kashing. That's what it's all about. And Neil Broderick says the Newcastle final year, I remember sitting in the grounds and thinking, this is the worst final I've ever attended. And I've attended around 15-ish. Don't get me wrong, I've been a few were lost, but never as empty feeling like that. And it continues game after game. Bad Dutch football. And you know what? Our Francine, you know Francine, don't you, Brian? And
Yes.
she said exactly the same. People are forgetting how bad we were when we played in the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle. And we were awful that day. And, this is him. This is him and his tactics and whatever. The IBR says the odds on Enrique have dropped to 6-1. Plus, he's not renewed his PSG contract. Yeah. But then again, would he come here? He could go back to Barcelona. And the Anfield Roar says the most embarrassing thing for me is Aston Villa with a FFP against them, and no real signings to speak of. I've done miles better than us. Emery is a great coach in the dugout. He is passionate, of course he is. And all you see is Arnie on the, you just see him with his hands in his pockets. Have you noticed that, Brian?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Like it's biding time.
There.
Yeah.
It's the way it is, anyway. And Stevie says, Luis Enrique contract expires in the summer of 2027. Fabregas is going to replace Arteta this summer. That's what Stevie says. We're not ambitious enough for Europe. For Enrique, says Toscana. I don't know, Toscana. We've got to bring someone in. Anyway, the Anfield City IBR, he is promising Fabregas. I like him. You know what's interesting, people? Laughter, company. But the job he has done at Bayern is not to be sniffed at. I think that's a great shout of what company has done. You know, the ex-Manchester City. And he went to Burnley, and was it Burnley? And he never done much. And yet he's gone to Bayern, and look what he's doing there.
Oh, company? Yeah.
So I think anybody, to be honest. I think Stevie would do a better job than Slot. Get Alonso, says Stevie, with his backroom staff. Thiago, Torres, Stevie J, Hoopier, Reina. And we are cooking again. That's what Stevie says. Hoopier, Stevie, yeah. Wouldn't mind Stevie as a backroom staff, to be honest. Maybe they chose Slot because he broke PSV's grip on the Dutch league, similar to what Klopp did in Dortmund. No, I'll tell you that why they got him. And people should know this, that he's Hughes' mate. He's great friends with Hughes. Yeah. That's why they brought him in. He's phones up Slot and said, do you want the Liverpool job? And what I've been told is that the job was already his before they approached Xabi Alonso and Amarim. That's what I was told, anyway. The job was already Slot's. That's why he came out before the end of the season, the end of the Dutch season, and came out in the middle of the pitch and said, I'm going to Liverpool at the end of the season. And I think, there must have been some Dutch fans, Feyenoord fans, and must have said, well, fuck off now. Go on, go. They must have been. I don't think they all applauded him and saying, oh, that's great, that, Arnie, thanks for your, whatever you did for us. I don't know.
I'd like to get a Feyenoord fan on here and they could tell more.
Yeah. I'm just so sad, I'm really... Yeah. And Steve Evans says about Tuchel, no. He just says no. Yeah. Stevie says not many people turn down Real Madrid, even if they don't succeed there. They will succeed elsewhere. That's right. That's a good shout.
But you're right. I think we know the problem with Xavi was at Real Madrid is just the egos.
Yeah, of course.
With the egos players, because he let the younger players play. He wasn't worried about going to the bench at all. And as you said, the starters were too comfortable in their position. So he'll go to the bench and get someone else who will do the job. And that was the big problem as far as Mbappe goes. Yeah, I mean, again, what's Mbappe going to say to Alonso? I mean, really? Yeah, he's a top scorer. So, Alonso going to say, I won a World Cup too. I won back-to-back Champions League. I've won this. Yeah, I've done that too. I mean, so what's Mbappe going to tell him? That how's he going to flex on him? I should ask.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The way our fans, our chatters on here, the comments are brilliant. Actually, they really are. As Steve Evans says, spoiled brats at Madrid. And as you said, there's too many egos at Real. There are too many. Look at Trent. Now, do you think Trent will come back to Liverpool? Or do you think he's burnt his bridges with the likes of the owners, with the likes of Slot? Do you think he's burnt his bridges if he was transferred from Real Madrid?
That's a good question. I was going to ask you the same. Just like you mentioned about the managers, not many people turn down Real Madrid. I mean, if they come knocking or calling, you're gonna listen to them. But what did he really do? Okay, he learned Spanish while he was here, so it was planned.
Yeah,
he ran down his contract. Okay, he could have left under better terms, sure, but if he's available. Well, his defending sucks.
He was brilliant for us, wasn't he? You can't knock the lad. He was absolutely brilliant for us. And the point is as well, when Klopp said he was going, when you seen him on the last day of Klopp's last game, he bawled his eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
He was crying.
Yeah.
And, he's gone, I'm going, I'm leaving now. That's it. And that's why he ran his contract down. He didn't want to sign the contract. Yeah. And, he did. He started, he said, he must have said, I'm not staying here. They've got, he knows what's gone on. Yeah. And why Jürgen was pushed out. He was pushed out. I don't care what anyone says. Jürgen Klopp was pushed out.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny. No one leaves Liverpool cleanly. Not many people leave cleanly. I mean, Trent. I don't think what he did was egregious. I don't know about calling him a rat. But some of the things he said. Well, okay. Water under the bridge. If he came back, he wanted to come back. Okay, I'd make room for him. It's the 26 assists.
Yeah, exactly. I would, because he's a great footballer.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, did you notice under Slot, he was getting dropped, and then there was supposedly some injuries, but he was just dropped. He hardly, you know, he wasn't there a regular, in other words, under Slot. Anyway, Anfield Ross says the statistical team hired Slot. They said Dr. Graham, etc., said he has similarities to Jurgen. Now, that's a quote. These same analysts recommended to sell Lucho because of decline fear. Alonso wanted to coach and improve the players, and he did not want to be coached and just wanted to play games. Player power got Alonso sacked, says Stevie. And you're spot on. You're absolutely right there. I think, Stevie. Right. Sadio Mane turned down Klopp when he wanted him first. Klopp asked him again to join him, and he said yes. The rest is history. That's a good.
Isn't that why? I'm sorry. Isn't that why Zidane left after winning back-to-back? Isn't that why Zidane left Real Madrid?
Yeah.
After winning back-to-back.
Yeah.
Because the players.
Yeah. I remember. What's his name? One of the older managers. What's his name? I forget his name. And he won the European Cup. You know, he was manager for a few years, and because he won the European Cup, or the Champions League, whatever it was, and because he never won the league, he was sacked.
Okay, all right.
You know, this is what Real Madrid are. You know, you go there, maybe you go there to get experience, because Xabi must have known, and don't forget, you know, he's a Basque. Xabi is a Basque. And he's a Basque, and the Catalans don't like Madrid. They just don't like them. I do know that for a fact. Steve Evans says, get Fowler involved in the coaching staff.
I don't know about that one.
Johan says, no, I watched this fella, Goldridge, today. Even Goldridge, he's good. You know, he does like a football show, this fella, Goldridge.
Yeah.
A big Man United fan, you know, because he does like comments on Man United. But he's very balanced when he does his, like a little football show, you know, talks about other teams. And Johan says, even Goldridge was flabbergasted that your board stuck with Slot. Remember after the Burnley result, I said if he survives this, the boards are settling for Europe, not style of play. And he did say, excuse me, I did watch him today, Mark Goldridge, and he said Liverpool will not qualify for the Champions League. And he gave like a few games in the future. And he said, we've got easier games, and so is Chelsea. And we could make a wide gap on Liverpool. And for them not to give him the boot, he just shook his head. He said, I can't believe it. He said, Liverpool, look at the players they've got. You know, you got to look at our players.
Yeah. And the thin squad. I mean, thin squad, no reinforcements, and they're just going to go with what they have. That tells me they're mailing it in. And
but Steve Evans says he had several players who have privately aired their disapproval of Slot within the club. Well, so did, and the ridicule he got, Mo Salah. Mo Salah came out and said, didn't he? And the very last thing he said in his comment, he said, someone at the club wants to get rid of me. And his agent said that to him. So he's just come out and just went, this is it. You know what I mean? And came out and he was terribly ridiculed.
He was vilified for that. Yeah.
And that was shocking, that. You know, to a player who's given so much and won us the league. As I said, Slot didn't. It was him. It was Mo Salah. Without Mo Salah, we would never have won that league.
No. And they gave him the shut up and dribble treatment, or shut up and shoot treatment.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Like, okay. And you're out of turn. You're out of order. They were like tone policing him. So, yeah, I don't get the one. If I were Mo, I don't know if I'd want to stay either. I'd say, okay, I'm done. I'm gone. Or I can go. Yeah, no wonder he just sort of jumped, just ran off to AFCON. I'm going now. Screw this circus. So
yes. And the Anfield Order has a good comment here. And I was looking through our points totals every 3 years since Jürgen on FSG control. After every third year, we would have a dip similar to this current season. It's all coincided with rebuilds. And that's similar. But we didn't have to, this is the point. We didn't have to rebuild this season because we had the players. They were all there. And then all of a sudden we brought in these new players. And I gave the analogy of a chef, a top chef going to a Michelin restaurant and asking for a job. And this is the way I put it over. And the head chef there at the Michelin said, okay, here are his ingredients, go and bake this cake.
Mm-hmm.
And the chef went away, looked at the ingredients and went back to the chef and said, I can't do this. I don't know what these ingredients are, so I can't mix them. And the chef just said, well, you're not getting a job here. And that's what he did exactly with the players that were brought in the summer. He didn't know how to play them.
Right.
He just didn't know how to play them. And he shouldn't be in the job. Like the chef.
No, I agree with him. I agree with. I mean, he had a valid point about he wanted to balance distribute the goals or balance the scoring out.
Yeah.
But in doing so, you don't shut down your 40 goal or 46 goal scorer to try to get the others involved. You ride that pony, and then you let the others get up to speed. Again, I'm no coach, I'm no manager, but just observing other sports, yeah, you dancing with who brung you. To use another cliche, but I don't know. Getting rid. Yeah, me. I'm of two minds on Lucho. He's playing lights out in Germany, but maybe Germany was just a better fit for him.
I don't know. I liked Lucho here.
Oh yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
No, the point is, with Lucho, this is me, and Darwin Núñez. You look at today's press, there's no press. And who gave us the press last season? Darwin and Lucho.
Right.
Simple as that. They went into their defences to cause chaos. And they did. They've been taken out of the equation. Where's our press? There's none. There's absolutely none. But it's the tactics. And I think that's what, well, anyway, as you said before, we're a sell-to-buy club. And to bring those players in, Lucho and Núñez, we got the most money for. The rest were fringe players who made up the total amount.
Sure. But what I was going to say about Lucho is, I mean, was a great disruptor, but I guess like Nunez, he missed a lot of goals he should have had.
Yeah.
But again, he wreaked havoc on the left side. I'm sure he opened things up for Salah on the right,
Oh, of course,
which
he
makes
did.
up for it.
Yep.
But that one, yeah, I'm not so upset about that. I just think, I think Germany's a better fit for him, for his style.
Yes.
So no shade, no shame there.
Well,
Darwin,
you mentioned, I think one of the lads in you agrees when he said about stopping the Roman, and you saying stopping the Roman of Salah. Now, last season, we were getting beat 2-1 by Arsenal down at the Emirates, and we were getting beat. And second half, do you remember when Darwin went down the right and Mo Salah went right in the middle, and he was running, and he just passed it to him. A great pass as Mo Salah was running onto it. Darwin, with that pass, and put it away, and we got the draw 2-2. That was it. That's what I mean about Darwin,
right?
And what you said about Mo, where he's restricted about his movement.
Exactly. What you said, and then what the other person posted. Yeah, Dutch football restricts star movement and autonomy. And you're right. I think hopefully, if when Alonso comes in, you will see a different Wirtz. We'll see different Szoboszlai, and we'll see more free flowing in the midfield.
What did you think when Slot was putting Szoboszlai at right back? That was the most ridiculous thing.
I kind of liked it. I mean, we were
No, there was one incident where I forget what it was. Forget who it was against. When we needed our midfield. He made a substitution, and he put. This is during the game, by the way, and he put Szoboszlai at midfield at right back, and he was our better midfielder.
Okay, yeah. I get your point on that.
Things like that when you're looking for the result.
Well, yeah, was it the 65th minute or the 73rd minute? One of those, one of those tactical changes. But no, funny enough, I liked a Szoboszlai at right back. He was sort of filling in that Trent void, and he's one of those you could invert him, and he still distribute the ball, spray it all over the field. And so you still have the creative aspect, because come on, let's face it, Wirtz wasn't doing a damn thing at the time.
Oh.
So yeah, you needed that distributor, still someone to dish out to the players. So that but you needed cover at the right back, and he was pretty good. He was better defensively than Trent.
Yes.
So I can see that, but for to spot the right back a match or two, but as full-time right back, no. So no, I won't get much resistance on Slot for that one. Well, even from me, I should say. Others may say, "Okay, what the hell are you talking about? Shut up, Yank!" But that's fine. But no, I like that move. Is a stopgap. Szoboszlai at right back.
Well, Steve Evans says, "Let Diaz go. Kept Gapco. 1,000% fuck up that." It's true. It's true, isn't it? Really, And I've got to say it the way it's said here. TW, only a fucking idiot would sell the amount of players you sold in the summer and not replace. Use is a novice. Fuck off back to the South Coast. These are our things. And Johan says, a French chef hired a head Chinese restaurant. He doesn't know what to do with the ingredients. That's
right.
Luis Diaz is a huge hole in this team. I can't say that. The assholes never replaced him. I'm going to finish in a moment.
Sorry, laughing at the French chef thing. I just see him holding a bechamel pie or chicken lo mein or something, or Mongolian beef. What the hell? Oh, jeez.
Like these lads. Stevie, R.I.P. to Karate Dad and Kulabai, Nadidi's dad. Yeah, that's sad when you get us passing on. And the Anfield definitely players at Madrid got Alonso sacked. So it's fair to say, was he fighting a losing battle there? I just want the appointment to be right one this time. If it's Alonso, I'll get behind. I know we all get behind him, but this is what I mean about, some people say about, they say that we moan, and we don't moan. We want the best for the club. It was like Mark Doyle when he came on. He said, stop moaning about Slot. We want the best for the club, and we want the best. We don't want Slot because he's useless and clueless. And we don't want Eredivisie style team in the Premiership, and that's Liverpool at the moment, and we're on the slide. Do you ever remember? I'll finish on these. Do you ever remember when, teams came up and, they had a great start and they were like third and fourth in the league, and you knew that they'd just go on the slide, back down after a great start, coming into the Premiership. And that's what Liverpool are like. They've had a great start and they're like a bloody a promoted side where, now they've started to slide. But because we're Liverpool and what, reigning champions and what we've done in the past and whatever, people are looking in shock like that Mark Goldridge. They're just looking in shock and saying, what's Liverpool doing with this manager? So... And the Anfield Rotor, Johan says, I'm fine, thanks, mate. Hope you're good. Yeah, Carrick just came in and played the right way. The impressive win versus City was comprehensive to what you can get. And that, to me, says everything about if we bring in a player.
Right.
A new manager or an interim manager. And King Vader says, I get angry now when I see bald people because this idiot Slot.
Easy now, easy.
Because you're not saying. I don't think he was a said that, to be honest. He was a senior, Brian. And Stevie says, Slot to be sacked after the transfer window shuts, so manager can't sign new players. I said that. To be honest, not tonight. I said that a while back. I said there's no way that they're going to buy to give Slots a rule. Just imagine if we'd have got Gahey, for example. Let's just say we would have been saying now the way Slot has got the players. We would have been saying, what have we signed him for? He's useless. You see what I mean? Because he's ruined players. He's ruined players.
He'd still find a way to, if we had Gahey, Konate, and whatever, he'd still find a way to screw it up. You would.
At least, someone agrees with me tonight. Spot on that, Frankie. We should have been building from positions of strength. Instead, we have built on quicksand. Listen, boys and girls, Brian, I'm going to finish now. I'm absolutely freezing in here. I'm not like you sitting in Seattle where it's all snowy outside and you've got your nice central heating on and you're all warm and everything else. I'm bloody freezing. I can't get any heating on in here. Anyway, it's thanks to everyone for joining me tonight, and especially Brian, my guest there. Brian is a big red, by the way, and he does fly all the way over from the east coast, the west coast of America, from Seattle, right over. It's Washington State, isn't it, Seattle?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I'm good at our geography, But anyway,
go on. Yeah. We're above Oregon, upper left corner of the U.S. One of the safe states, and right near the Canadian border. So.
Right on that's what I mean. It must be bleeding freezing there, Brian.
Oh, it is. It's cold. It's cold today.
What do you think? I'll just leave you on this. I think it's fucking hilarious, to be honest. Slot wanting to make remember when, not Slot, I'm sorry, Trump, and he said, Canada's going to be the 51st state.
Yeah. Then came Greenland. Wait, squirrel? What? Greenland?
Greenland, yeah, no.
And
but you know
Venezuela, then. Yeah, God.
What were you saying that you were on the Canadian border? You know what I mean? You must have had a load of Canadians. Must have been part, Canada was have been part of the United States. Brilliant. Brian, thanks very much, mate, for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you again for the invite.
Oh, me love to Chiara. And I'll see you very soon, eh?
I will. Yes, you will. Absolutely. Yes. Well, Kira's now a Seahawks fan, so I don't see. Yeah,
she's a Seahawks fan.
She loves the Seahawks now, and she told me yes, even American football is more exciting than Liverpool. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So, but I couldn't rebut it. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. So, but yeah, go Hawks is what she's saying.
Okay, well there you go. You see. You want to get her a jersey, a Liverpool jersey. She might like the colour and the badge. And she might just like all. And Stevie, I'll leave you on this. This is the last one. I'm sorry, other people, but Frank, has Slot won an EPL game this year? No. We haven't won a Premiership game, albeit we played, teams that we should have been beaten. Right, so anyway, thanks everyone out there, the chat, everyone. I just want to thank. Listen, lads, if you're going to the game tomorrow, get down to the Michael and Michelle Dean. They open 2 hours before the kickoff. Go there, get your quality stuff. It's all great at HSO. And if you can't go to the shop, you can go online at scarforabadge.com. And they're brilliant. They really are. Good quality stuff at great reasonable prices. And these are small businesses. So go there and get your gear. And I'd just like to thank also the sponsors, because without Gap Painting Services, I wouldn't be able to do this, I'm being honest. So I thank Gap Painting Services for sponsoring the Frank Carlyle show. If you're an NHS worker and if you're an elderly couple or elderly person, don't struggle, get these in because you get a special discount. And that's Gap Painting Services who sponsor every pod that I do. And with that, I'll just say I'll see you tomorrow night on the watch along. And I've got to apologise as well for my behaviour, because on the last game, the last pod, when I just said I've had enough now. Anyway, it's a long story, but I'll be back tomorrow on the watch along. Okay. Good night, people. Good night, Brian. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Frank. And no apology necessary. None needed.
Smash. Okay. Good night, Brian.
Thank you. Take care. Good night.
And
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Good night, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow on the watch along. But the point is, I am doing a watch along because it's a Champions League game, and what I mean is, I'll be doing a watch along at the weekends as well. But I won't be watching with you. I'll come in at half time. I'll be doing a pre-match. I'll be doing as I said, the pre-match. Then I'll leave you. You can all chat with one another. And then I'll watch the game. Half time, I'll come in to see how we're doing and that. And then full time, I'll come back again. And we could do a post-match. So that's pre-match, half time, post-match at the weekend. But tomorrow I'll be doing a bloody watch along. Thanks very much, people. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. Bye.